Was it this summer that you got an invitation? Can you walk us through kind of what was that invitation? Where did it come from?
Okay, so this summer received an invitation from Rachel Brown, who works at Zappos. I believe she's Tony's right hand go-to, but she also plays cello in Pop Strings Orchestra, and I've known Rachel for years. So we were just touching base, and she said, "Hey, I'm in Vegas now. Tony is stepping down, I think, from Zappos, and he's going to be creating a whole new thing up in Park City. Why don't you guys just come up and get out of the heat? Just hang out, do some hiking. We'll just, because we hadn't seen each other since March. We haven't spoken. So that was it. So she sent down 2 tour buses, one for me and my wife, who also sings with the band, and our piano player and one of the violinists who also play in the band. And we went up.
And paint us a picture a little bit. So you're on these tour buses headed up to Utah, beautiful Park City, Utah. When you got there, kind of explain maybe what you did or what you were expecting to do. I don't know if you had anything in your mind.
Yeah. So basically it was just a little mini vacation, 3-day vacation. Rachel made sure we had accommodations. We had our own condo. We did some hiking, and then we would meet every night with Rachel and some of the other Zappos employees that were up there for dinner. I never had any contact with Tony. I saw him once just in passing. And then we all brought our instruments, so we would just jam out by the fireplace at night, and then resume just doing some hiking and sightseeing. It's a great little town. But one of the other reasons, too, and this is important, Rachel said, this isn't a formal meeting or business meeting, but there would probably be some opportunities for Pop Strings Orchestra to perform up there via music festival, or something in that capacity. So she just said, "Why don't you just come up, take a look at the area?" And when we did go up there, when we met for dinner, it was at Tony's house, which they called the Ranch, which is a very big house and a little lake behind it, and that's where we hung out. But again, I didn't have any interaction with Tony.
And this Tony's house, could you describe it? Because I think this is the big mansion. I think it's massive. Can you describe kind of what you saw and how big it is, maybe?
Yeah, gosh, it had to be, I would say at least 20,000 square feet. Big kind of A-frame style. Off the back of it was a huge deck, and then you overlooked the lake. And then big area where the quote-unquote living room was. That's where the grand piano was set up. And we just hung out and we played some music and jammed together.
Did anything stick out at you, or was there a common theme at all?
I saw a couple of things where he was bringing up some statues from Vegas. I don't know what they were. They looked kind of like, I don't know what they were. They were big. Like one big snake and one big dragon or something. And then off to the left of the property was a huge acres and acres with horses, a lot of horses. And of course the place was heavily fortified with security. Everywhere you went, there was security. That was one thing I did notice. Wherever we went, and we had to be tested for COVID before we could even go there. And that's when I first realized that they had rapid testing. Now, this was in August. We were up there on August 18th or so. When we got there, it was just a little, pinprick in your pinky, and in 10 minutes you had your result. So he was fanatical about that. Everyone being healthy, and everyone that was on that property had to be tested like daily. Never really spoke that much about it, but they were in meetings. Like, I didn't see Rachel that much, only for dinner, and then that was it. But they were in constant meetings. And from what I could ascertain from it, or just think, with Rachel, she didn't say anything, but he was planning his next thing. And Park City was going to be his, I knew he was buying up properties. I knew he was investing in land or building. And then that's where maybe with my affiliation with Rachel and her playing in the band, there might have been some opportunities for us to perform up there. Mm-hmm. Nice little town, too, little ski town. Very mom and pop like.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And you probably, I don't know if you saw this, but people are saying that there was an affinity for maybe fire and maybe some, drinking. And I don't know if that was a common theme or if that's what you also kind of witnessed or saw.
Not whatsoever. I didn't see any of that because we were. I mean, honestly, wherever they were having their meetings, I didn't know where that was at the ranch. So I didn't see any. There wasn't any kind of partying going on. Just dinner was basically, he had a couple private chefs. I think they were from the Raiders. They work with the Raiders as well. Brought them up. But, to speak to Tony's generosity, I mean, he was really shuttling people back and forth from wherever. A lot of Vegas people were coming up to help out maybe in his ideas or his meetings. But also the people that were just like the chefs. There was a full staff there. I know they were all from Vegas.
And he just shuttled, you said, folks up here from around the area, perhaps maybe Utah, maybe Las Vegas, but totally free of charge?
I think California, some people from California. I know he had some celebrities there, but not when I was there. He basically had to keep people working. There, from what I can understand, the bus drivers said that there were about maybe 10 bus drivers on call, just waiting to go pick people up, and they were on salary. So he was just trying to keep people working during the COVID.
How many people in this kind of congregate setting that he was kind of having people come visit in Park City, how many people do you think that you saw maybe off the top of your head that you just kind of saw that were quote unquote maybe residents or part of the Tony Hsieh movement?
It's hard to say. Most of the people that I saw were like kitchen help, or chefs. As far as meetings go, I don't know where those were at or where Rachel was going with those. I didn't see any of that. But most of the people, it wasn't a huge crowd. Let's just say there wasn't a huge crowd of people. Maybe a handful of Tony's friends. I didn't talk to anybody. We're just being from here too, I'm always really respectful working with celebrities. Unless they come up to me, I don't get involved.
And I also was reading that there was the Airstream, the trailers that he had. Did you see those on the property, or did you get a chance to go around, walk outside?
No, but Rachel had mentioned that he had probably was thinking about creating another Airstream kind of scenario, but there was nothing like that. That's why maybe they were planning on having that, but when we went up, they just gave us a condo.
And what do you make of all the publications that have come out about Park City and I think that you were in one of the articles that I read. What do you make of all this?
Make of Park City or
yeah, Park City, but also there was reports about these wild parties that you didn't see. So I don't know what you make of this. Either those accounts are true and they just didn't happen when you were there, or there's we don't know just what kind of.
I think it was out there, with Tony's private life and personal life, that he liked to party, and I didn't know any of that. I know. So I didn't see anything. What I saw was just briefly having dinner, and then we'd stopped there. The last day we were there, we went on the lake in the little rowboat, and that was it. I never saw Tony. There was no partying going on, put it that way. I didn't see anything. So whatever Tony did behind closed doors, I guess, but nothing.
Stuck out at you? Was there? It sounds like it was a very obviously brief trip, and you didn't know if you were going to see Tony or not. I think you said you saw him from a distance at one point, but anything else that stuck out at you?
What, sorry?
Anything else that stuck out at you about the trip?
I just was amazed that, the generosity of Tony, and via Rachel, said, hey, I'm going to send you these buses. And what really stuck out was, to me, knowing what he did here in Las Vegas, it was going to be like maybe a second kind of positive outcome in Park City that would be, putting a lot of people to work, creating a lot of jobs, creating a lot of things. And Park City itself is just a beautiful area. We'll definitely probably go up again.
And just kind of a final final thoughts. Now with Tony's passing, this dream that he had for Park City, specifically in Utah, Have you heard anything, or do you know like what the future is? Or is it all done now, or is it continuing in his absence?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from Rachel. I haven't had any contact with Rachel either. Only the text I sent her condolences, and she just liked the text with a heart. But I haven't spoke with her. I'm sure at some point, whenever we get back to playing, if she wants to continue playing, she might elaborate on that. But I don't have any speculation on what would happen with all that. It's a shame. It's a shame because it looked like there was something percolating and bubbling that was going to be really good.
Yeah. Any word if the buses are still driving, or if that's all done?
I'm not sure because I'm guessing no. I mean, I would probably say no.
Odd or strange, or did you just think that was just?
No, I didn't think it. I just thought it was, for more security, because with today's social media, you don't know who's posting something on Instagram. Hey, at Tony Hsieh's, and they see a picture of something. Like I say, there was heavily fortified with security. I mean, everywhere you went. If you went for a walk anywhere, there was somebody standing somewhere. So I think it was mainly just for security.
To withhold or to confiscate people's cell phones?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was just, I also think that Tony wanted you to just this is coming from Rachel. Hey, if you don't mind, just check your cell phones out. Tony just wants you to enjoy nature or enjoy the place without social. I think it was that too, a little bit of that. It wasn't to the point where neurotic about secure, so secure. I think it was a little bit of that.
Okay.
I mean, at least that's my opinion.
Yeah.